And about that time, I met Jay Van Groningen. And Jay told me about something called asset-based community development. And so we shifted to community building. And we started out in this neighborhood. This is Hillside Court. In 2011, in the first 3 weeks of 2011, there was 3 separate murders in this little neighborhood. And then a few weeks later, there were 2 teenagers that were struck by stray bullets. So the intensity and the passion and the emotion in this neighborhood were sky high. And we knew if anything were going to change, it needed to happen then, because there was this very strong motivation for change. And so we hosted a pizza party. We invited the whole neighborhood to come. It was just neighbors. It was just neighbors and us and a lot of pizza. And that night I said, what is it, if you could do anything to make Hillside a better place, what would you do? All of a sudden I had this epiphany. They were saying the same thing. They were saying, we care about the children. And all of a sudden I was like, wait, are y'all all saying you want to keep your children safe? And there was unanimous across the room. I don't care about myself. That's what I would hear the adults say. I know what to do. I know when I hear that what to do. But my kids don't. And I need this community to help me keep my kids safe. And so that's how we started doing community building. So I looked out at the room and I said, well, y'all know I don't live here. I'm your friend. I can't do anything about this, because when this stuff is going down, I'm way out there in the county. So who in this room cares enough about keeping these kids safe that you'll do something about it? And this lovely woman, Patrice Shelton, raised her hand. It was this awkward pause. And then all of a sudden Patrice goes, I'll do it! She was just mad enough. And sometimes you've got to get mad enough to bring about change. And so Patrice is a well-respected member of the community, and when her hand went up, well, she'll do it, I'll do it. And so instantly we had about 5 or 6 people that said they cared enough about keeping kids safe, they were going to do something about it. So the first thing they did is they started talking to the parents. And what do you think we can do to keep kids safe? And what it ultimately formed out of that is something called the family support team. And so they started gathering parents together, and they started brainstorming together, what can we do to keep our kids safe? And so a beloved community started to emerge out of bringing people who care about the same thing together. And so the first leader was Lindsay Galletley. Lindsay Galletley used to live in the New York area. She was a competitive cheer coach in a former life. And she said, if I could do anything to keep the kids safe, I'd have the girls come and learn cheerleading, because it keeps them off the street, and it's a really great thing to build their self-esteem. And so she started the Hillside Superstars. And then her husband said, you ladies are all gathering over there at that family support team. What about us men? And so Tony started gathering the men together, and this men's group started throwing a football around one day. And before we knew it, we had the Hillside Soldiers team emerge, all resident-led, all funded by churches who care about the people of Hillside Court. And then our friend Denise said, well, I like to cook. Is there anything I can do? And so we had a church-donated commercial kitchen. She started don't want to go to Miss Murphy, put together a cooking team. And that cooking team started serving a meal to the community every month. And every month when people would come to the fellowship day, we would celebrate the next neighbor who stood up to say, I'm changing things in my neighborhood. And we would elevate the good that was happening in Hillside Court. And then Miss Murphy said, well, what about us senior adults? What can we do? And she formed the funnest team in Hillside Court, the senior team. And they are hysterical. They are the funniest group of ladies. And then this cool thing started happening. The Superstars decided that one of their service things was going to be to do a pancake breakfast once a month for the senior adults. And so they would deliver the pancakes, and they would do a little cheer for the seniors. And you started to see this connection and this bonding form around the people who were gathering together to serve their neighborhood, or the people who are choosing to do the next right thing. And if you get those people together, you don't have to worry about all those other guys, because eventually the light will push out the darkness. And that was a phenomenal, this was about a 3-4 year journey. We ended up with 9 resident-led initiatives. There's a mobile food pantry, a jobs program, a clothing closet. All kinds of things grew out of this empowerment. And before I knew it, Patrice said to me, we got this, Wendy. We don't need you anymore. And that is how you know you succeeded.